Okay, let's get going with get. So we're going to define it down here, and it takes an index. And the first thing we need to do is check if the index is valid. So if it's not valid, meaning it's negative or greater than or equal to the length of the list, return null. So if index is less than 0 or index is greater than or equal to this dot length, return and null undefined. It doesn't really matter to me. We'll do null. So we have that out of the way. Otherwise, what we need to do, let's say somebody passes in the index of 3. I added in a couple items in here. So we now have 5. So index of 3, that means 0, 1, 2, 3. We want the heart back is what we should get. So to do that, we need to start here and basically count with a counter starting at 0 and continue to traverse one at a time while adding 1 to our counter. So we go 0 to 1, and then we would add 1 again when we traverse to this to give us 2, and then add 1 to our counter, which is 3, at which point we would stop because our counter was equal to the index 3. So I'll make a variable called counter, start it at 0, or count, it doesn't matter. Then I'll make a variable called current to start at the head. This is what will keep track of our current position as we traverse. And then current is what we will return. So I'm going to start with a while loop. While, and we'll just do while counter is not equal to index. So at the beginning, if we called get 3, counter start to 0, they're not equal. So what do? We just add 1 to counter, and we change current to now equal current.next, and then add 1 to counter. Okay, so we go through this, and this is actually all we need to traverse it. There's only one thing we're missing at the very end, which is return current. So if we stepped through this, we're going to have at the very beginning current equals this, and then I'll just visualize it. Here's our counter. All right, so very first time through, current is equal to the head, counter is 0, and our index that we're looking for is 3. So the loop runs, we change current to now be this, and we add 1 to counter, so it's 1. Okay, we keep going through because counter is not equal to 3. So we move current down to the exclamation point node, and that means that we add 1 to counter, which is now 2. Still, this is true, so we run it again. So we move current down one more time, and we add 1 to counter, at which point counter is now equal to the index if we're looking for 3. Then all we do is return current, which is this node. All right, let's test it out. So we have our list, which has 5 things. Let's do list.getIndex0, which should give me hello, the first thing. Let's try -1. Shouldn't work. Let's try 100. Doesn't work. How about 3? So that gives me the heart. And if I did 4, that should give me the smiley face. If we do 5, there should be nothing there. But if we push something on, let's do a $sign. If I do list.get5 now, it works. But 6 won't work. Okay, so that's the solution, or a solution, to get. Next, we're going to work with its counterpart, which is set.